Honey Love, and I'm here to talk about our case study number 2, and I chose Happy the Elephant case, where it is an elephant named Happy was isolated, and the people wanted to release her on the grounds that she acted and had moral reasoning like a person. She was isolated, but she understood elephant sounds and even passed the mirror test, which is to see if an animal recognizes other animals. She recognized herself, and people thought, oh, she is now classified as a person. The moral question here is that should Happy claim habeas corpus and be trialed as a legal person? Ethical egoists. If we remember, ethical egoists believe all of our decisions come down to self-interest. So it endorses animalistic natures of humanity. We are looking out for ourselves. The most important thing in life is ourselves. Self-interest. We do things for our self-interest. As an ethical egoist, your only obligation is to benefit yourself, and you have no moral responsibility to others. I just do not believe ethical egoists would care about this case. If helping Happy the elephant would make them better off, they would. But in what way would helping an elephant endorse your self-interest? They would look at this elephant and decide, would it help me in the long run? Probably not. If the answer is no, they would dismiss this case. So ethical egoists would not be a good endorsement for Happy. Kantian ethics. This one is hard because Kantians look to help objects with morals. It looks at animals in a weird way. Kantian ethics prescribes indirect duties towards animals. This means that it is wrong to act maliciously towards animals because it harms yourself and it harms your duties to the world. But damaging one's sympathies will damage your duties to others as well. But animals do not have direct duties. They lack rationality. Kant explains that animals cannot have their own rational thinking, so therefore animals is not a means. Immanuel Kant says, quote, "Animals are not self-conscious, and they are merely as a means to an end, and the end is man," unquote. So humans have no direct duties to animals. Kantian says that us helping animals is not involved with our duties. So Kantians wouldn't help Happy the elephant trying to leave or be trialed as a person because animals are not the end. The end is man. For our third theory, let's look at utilitarianism. So this theory states an action is morally right if it benefits a large number of people. Well, if it benefits the greatest good. Well, does animals count in the greatest good? Well, let's test this. Utilitarians looks at the consequences of our actions. They would look at this and see, if we trial Happy as a person, what would happen? Would we have to trial all zoos, therefore making the consequence of trialing Happy as a person, would we have to trial more zoos to see if animals belong in them? Would more animals have to go to court? Would we have to try more animals? What would happen if Happy didn't get trialed? From the consequence from our actions, would Happy be suffering in a cage? Will more animals suffer from the cage if we don't trial Happy? Utilitarian looks at, out of those two consequences, what would help the greater good? Animals have morals. Utilitarianism states that moral community consists of entities with a moral standing. We know that Happy has a moral standing because she suffered when her friends passed away, when the other elephants in the cage passed away, she suffered. So we know that she can suffer. If we know that Happy can suffer, this makes her part of the moral community, which in turn we must do to save most of the moral community. Sad thing is, we don't see animals making up the majority of this community. We may see humans making up the majority. Which consequence would help humans more in this state? Would it help or hurt? If you do not know the consequences of your actions, we cannot make a fair trial. If you cannot make a good guess, then utilitarianism is no help for helping you decide the right action of this course. Out of the 3 we discussed, most of them just do not care about Happy the elephant, except for utilitarianism. Utilitarianism is the best decision, and out of all of these 3 theories to pick, because utilitarian looks at animals as having a moral reasoning. They look at animals seeing if they can suffer, they are moral. And we know Happy suffered. So at least we can use this to help Happy get her trial and be trialed as a person. Not know the outcome. And we might not know the consequences of our actions. But we can use using animals having a moral understanding as a basis for her trial. If she can suffer like a human, she could be trialed as a human. And that's the end of my case study review. Thank you for listening, and it's been a little crazy, so I hope you guys have a good week, and bye.